Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Wonderful. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's Parkland Health Foundation's 1894 Society Spring Luncheon. My name is Michael Horn, and I have the privilege of being the President and CEO of Parkland Health Foundation, and grateful for the opportunity to be here with you all today. If you haven't done so already, I would advise you and invite you to please begin eating the wonderful lunch set before you. As many of you know, this gathering is a meaningful opportunity to come together with a group of individuals united by a shared passion for advancing the mission of Parkland Health. Each of you plays an important role in strengthening our ability to provide exceptional care and improve the health and well-being of our community. Thank you for being here and for your continued support and commitment to this work. Together, we celebrate you, our legacy donors. And if you can all give yourselves a round of applause, what an amazing legacy of giving. Now, for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, the 1894 Society represents one of the most distinguished commitments and communities within Parkland Health Foundation. Named for the year Parkland Health was established, it honors a long-standing tradition of compassion, innovation, and service. Membership in 1894 Society reflects a forward-looking commitment to sustaining and growing that legacy. Your leadership and generosity helps ensure that Parkland can continue to meet the needs of our patients today while preparing for the challenges of tomorrow. This afternoon's program reflects the impact of your support, and we are honored to welcome two exceptional speakers who will share insights and inspiration with us. Our program will begin with Drs. Marshall Isaacs and Courtney Edwards from Parkland Health's trauma team. Dr. Courtney Edwards, Director of Trauma Community Outreach and BioTel EMS at Parkland Health, and Dr. Marshall Isaacs, Professor of Emergency Medicine at UT Southwestern and Medical Director for the UT Southwestern Parkland BioTel EMS system, together bring exceptional leadership and expertise to trauma and emergency medical services in Dallas. Dr. Edwards oversees injury prevention initiatives, community outreach, and the operations of 13 EMS agencies serving more than 2.4 million residents, while also continuing to provide bedside trauma care. Dr. Isaacs, a nationally recognized leader in emergency medicine and EMS, guides clinical standards for a consortium of North Texas EMS agencies, serves as a medical director for Dallas Fire Rescue, and advances research in pre-hospital care and cardiac resuscitation. Their combined commitment to clinical excellence, community health, and EMS innovation strengthens the region's emergency response system and enhances the quality of care for patients across Dallas. We will also hear from Patsy Meyer, who will share a heartfelt message on why she has chosen to support Parkland Health Foundation. Patsy and her late husband have been supporters of Parkland Health Foundation for many years. Patsy has a personal connection to Parkland Health through her late husband, Dr. Don Meyer, who showed a lifelong commitment to humanitarian work throughout the world. Patsy is a member of 1894 Society and truly demonstrates the meaning of being Parkland proud by volunteering at Parkland Health in the Cancer and Neonatal Intensive Care Unit clinics. Now, as we enjoy this luncheon and our speakers, I encourage each of you to reflect on the meaning of being a part of something bigger than just being a donor or supporter of Parkland Health Foundation. Together, we are not just preserving legacy, we are actively shaping the future of healthcare in our community. Now, before we continue, I would also like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors that were able to make this event possible. Our event sponsors: Sal J. Olympio CPA, Tolson Wealth Management, and our valet sponsor, Park Place Motor Cars. Please join me in thanking them for their wonderful generosity and support. We are deeply grateful for your continued dedication to strengthening our community and community health. It is a privilege to gather with you this afternoon and recognize the collective impact of your generosity. Please enjoy your lunch and we will resume our program shortly. Thank you. As you finish your lunch, I know we are all eager, I certainly am, to hear from two amazing individuals today that have made an undeniable impact through the dedication and support of Parkland's mission while preparing Dallas County for the FIFA World Cup. Now, what you will not hear is how to get one of the pricey tickets. So if you came here hoping to figure that out, sorry, I don't want to disappoint you, but yes. Yeah, Parkland's trauma department is one of the most critical and impactful healthcare resources in Dallas, and I would say certainly far beyond Dallas, given its reputation. As the first certified level 1 trauma center in Texas, Parkland provides the highest level of trauma care available, treating some of the most complex and life-threatening injuries in the region. This department not only saves lives daily, it strengthens the entire Dallas community by advancing trauma research, education, and prevention, ensuring that residents have access to world-class emergency care when they need it most. To that end, please help me welcome to the stage Drs. Isaacs and Edwards to share more about this exciting work.
So Dr. Edwards and I want to point out that our mothers wrote those bios, all right? They're very proud of us.
You've done well, sir.
Thank you. So I want to thank Dr. Horn, the leadership of the 1894 Society and the Parkland Foundation for having us today. And thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to learn a little bit about the health and medical preparation for FIFA World Cup 2026. Now, I think it's important to point out that I am the FIFA North Texas medical lead. That sounds very weighty. When Monica Paul from the Dallas Host Committee and others from the Host Committee reached out to me a year ago and asked if I would serve as the FIFA North Texas Health and Medical Lead, I suggested to them that they might consider others that are much smarter than me, much more telegenic, Dr. Horn, Dr. Cerise perhaps, Dr. Edwards, but they told me that they were much too busy and that I had answered the phone and they had not. So I'm a Parkland boy. I think I should explain. I was not born at Parkland. I was born in New York City. I knew enough to leave. But I've been with Parkland for 20 years. And I want to explain to you the depth of that commitment. I'm a runner, and I run all over the city. And 3 years ago, unfortunately, I was hit by a car. I'm fine. But I was injured. I did need the services of a trauma center. When I was knocked down, I was around the corner from a great trauma center in Dallas that will go unnamed. And there were some doctors and nurses on the street, and they came running over to me, and they said, "We've called 911, don't move." And I said, "Thank you, I'm not." And my own paramedics from Dallas Fire Rescue came out to attend to me. They were quite surprised, thought it was a test. And they said, "Okay, Doc, we're going to load you up and take you right around the corner to this trauma center." And I said, "The hell you will." I said, "I'm a Parkland boy, and we're going to Parkland." FIFA World Cup 2026 marks a historic moment for both professional soccer and for health and medical planning throughout North Texas. As some of you may know, for the first time, 3 nations are now jointly hosting the tournament: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And this is an expanded 48-team format. We've never had 48 world teams competing. And that we know will result in global participation. And here in North Texas, we are expecting at least 100,000 additional visitors per day in North Texas. We have been selected as the International Broadcast Center for the entire World Cup tournament, and that center is being built out as we speak at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. And we will also have the longest running and most extensive fan festival, a fan experience at Fair Park, running for 39 consecutive days. A little bit about the tournament. It will run from June 11th through July 19th across 16 North American cities. The Dallas match venue is at AT&T Stadium, all right? And that, of course, is in Arlington. By FIFA rules, that stadium will be renamed for the tournament Dallas Stadium. You can imagine how our friends and neighbors in Arlington feel about that, but those are FIFA's rules, not ours. We have some key dates, all right? I'm not going to read them off for you, but there are 9 of them, beginning on June 14th and ending with a prestigious semifinal match on July 14th. The Canadian cities, if you're interested, are Toronto and Vancouver. In Mexico, Monterrey, Guadalajara, and Mexico City. And that leaves Boston, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Toronto, Kansas City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Houston, Miami, and Dallas. Now, what makes us unique is that unlike all of those other cities that I have named, the Dallas matches and the World Cup tournament, as it relates to North Texas, is spread across multiple cities. And while Dallas may consider itself the epicenter, besides the actual matches, which will occur in Arlington at the stadium, there are many, many cities involved in the planning for this event from a health and medical standpoint, many hospital systems, many emergency medical services agencies, public safety agencies, emergency planning agencies that have been coordinating for over a year to make sure that the North Texas World Cup site is among the safest and most prepared from a health and medical standpoint. But just to give you an idea of how spread out we are, all right, we have Toyota Stadium, which is a practice site in Frisco, as well as a hotel for the team that is will be setting up a base camp in Frisco. To the south, in Mansfield, Mansfield Stadium will serve also as a training site and a base camp for one of the tournament cities. We have the Cotton Bowl as a practice site in Fair Park. And then again, the largest fan festival of the tournament at Fair Park, the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Center downtown for the International Broadcast Center. The University of Dallas is a training site. And then we have the Arlington Entertainment District, which includes the stadium itself. And then to our neighbors to the west, our partners in Fort Worth with TCU, Sundance Square, the Stockyards, their healthcare systems, and all that could occur for visitors and fans in Fort Worth. At this time, we know all of the teams that will be playing in the group stage and so-called round of 32, right? And those include the Netherlands, Japan, England, Croatia, Argentina, Austria, Japan, Sweden, Jordan, and the reigning world champs, Argentina. And those are some very prestigious matches. And with those teams come some very, very dedicated fan bases. The fan festival itself at Fair Park will welcome 35,000 fans per day. It's going to be an enclosed and credentialed event, meaning that while fans will be welcome to come in through the gates, If you would like tickets, ask someone other than Dr. Edwards and myself, because we cannot get them for you, all right? But there will be international musical groups on certain days, and then various activities related to football and World Cup. It will run all but 4 days from June 11th through the 19th, and we expect that to be quite an event. From an emergency medical standpoint, it is being staffed by Dallas Fire Rescue special event paramedics who have a significant experience with large venues providing emergency medical evaluation, treatment, and transport for those who are found to be suffering from a medical or traumatic emergency. From a planning standpoint, FIFA has asked us to form a number of expert planning teams. There are at least 12 of them: law enforcement, airports, transportation. The one you're most concerned about today is health and medical. And from that standpoint, we have involved all hospital systems in the region, as well as our EMS agencies and law enforcement. We have a health and medical expert planning team that has been meeting for over a year. Our city emergency medical leads from those cities have been actively involved. Our public health authority directors, all right, from all of those counties have been actively involved. And we have hospital work groups, EMS work groups, education, communication, syndromic surveillance, public health preparedness, among others, that we have focused on over the last year. There are significant public health considerations, not only from having large groups of people in small geographic areas, but we have to be looking to what diseases are endemic in the countries that the fans or even the teams are coming from. And we are very proud of our public health partners who are actively working on those issues. FIFA has asked that we focus on, from a health and medical standpoint, on 3 topics. None of them will be a surprise to anybody in the room. First, heat mitigation and response. What does that mean? It's a little toasty in June and July in Dallas. And some of our visitors, fans, and even team members, or elite athletes, all right, are not going to be used to Texas heat and humidity. So we've been focusing a lot on what things can we do to educate the fans and others who might be traveling to North Texas so that they're prepared for that. They could take steps to not develop heat emergencies. Should heat emergencies develop, we will have multiple treatment pathways in place to make sure that we provide the state-of-the-art in science treatment for individuals with heat emergencies. We're also focusing on surge capacity. What do we do, whether it's at Parkland or any other place that needs to surge its ability to deal with a larger number of patients over the tournament period, or, God forbid, we have a multi-casualty incident, a man-made or natural disaster during that period. And again, a significant amount of planning has been taking place over the past year to say that North Texas and Parkland are among the best prepared in the world. Dr. Edwards.
So as Dr. Isaacs mentioned, the fun begins here in North Texas early June. Okay. And we have been planning and contingency planning, but that first match day here in June is also the first match day for Houston as well. And so any potential state resources that we might have or federal resources are going to be divided amongst us. And for those of you familiar with Texas, it's not just a quick drive down the road to get to the next major city. You know, we are 5 hours away from point A to point B. And so the Parkland actions and our regional planning and coordination that is going on in the North Texas area is huge. We started out having monthly meetings, and now we have multiple meetings, monthly meetings, to help with this planning and coordination. Because what if a hurricane strikes the Gulf like it did 2 4th of Julys ago? What's going to happen if we have severe flooding in Texas during the 4th of July weekend, which happened last year? How are we going to work together? And so these leaders are coming together from the planning committees, like Dr. Isaac said, from all the hospitals working together, the coordination of EMS, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Hospital Council and our North Central Texas Regional Advisory Council taking the leads as our health and medical planning bodies as we move forward. The coordination teams working very intimately with the City of Dallas and the emergency management planning is ongoing. Working in collaboration with our medical district partners, working with Children's Medical Center, UT Southwestern, as partners in healthcare in this area. And then working with some of the other tools that Parkland has and has pioneered, working with PCCI for data analytics to help us better strategize how Parkland can respond to moving patients or people amongst the city. So what does it look like when they're moving around and they're coming into our city? How are they traveling? How are they getting from location A to location B? From a healthcare standpoint, what does my staffing look like? How am I going to plan for 100,000 visitors in my area that may slip on the sidewalk and sprain their ankle, may get a little sunburnt from being outside, may have a little too much celebratory efforts going on and need a trauma center. And then making sure that we have enough supplies, IV catheters, PPE, IV fluid, to manage all of their needs working together. And so these are some of the things that we're planning and considering. Parkland, our emergency management business continuity, is really taking the lead in this, and we are working with them from a regional standpoint. But some of the things that they are planning and developing task and workforce groups is to manage the language and cultural needs of our visitors. And how is that going to impact us at Parkland and us as care providers when these individuals are needing services, whether it's through the emergency department or through the urgent care clinic? How can we help with workforce staffing, communications and media, explaining to individuals what the U.S. healthcare system looks like and feels like for individuals that have not ever visited us? And this is their first encounter with the U.S. And so these workforce groups are coming together and building that so that way we can respond. One of the big things that you may have seen recently is some of our planning documents that the city is putting out from a mass transit standpoint. Dallas Stadium, aka AT&T Stadium, is far away. It's not tied in with some of our rail services that we have the luxury of, even at Parkland, having that rail-capable service for our patients and our visitors. So how can we optimize that transport of family members, of visitors to the stadium and back and forth to where their hoteling may locate? And so creating match day transit pathways, partnerships with bus service, rail service, creating and changing traffic patterns. Be forewarned, traffic patterns are going to change. And then also preparing for what our fans are going to do. And they have this last mile march where they support their teams through walking to the stadium. We do know the orange double-decker bus, any of our Netherlands fans will be here in bright orange, will be traveling. And so how can we keep them safe as they're walking on the roadways, celebrating and supporting their fans and their teams? And so that's some of the work that we are doing, kind of planning for this and this big event. Because, one of the questions is, how can you take lessons learned from other big sporting events? And in retrospect, thinking through this, we've had a Super Bowl, we've had Final Fours, we've had big events. But football is a completely different sport than what we've experienced here in the United States. And as Dr. Isaacs always likes to say, the past host cities with Qatar and Russia were limited in their detail sharing as to what was going to come at us. And so we try our very best to plan and scheme and think, but this is the largest sporting event ever. It is more teams than we've ever had over 39 days. So it's going to be fun. Dr. Isaacs?
So, Courtney and I have a dream. No, it's not that dream. Courtney and I have a dream that June and July will come and go, And all of us, yourselves including, will go, it's been a hot summer. Traffic seems worse than usual. And that's it. We also have a nightmare. We have a few nightmares. But what you should leave here knowing is that there is an army of dedicated, committed, smart people throughout North Texas, and certainly with Parkland Health, that are actively working to address the scenarios, the nightmare scenarios that may arise during World Cup. We hope it doesn't happen, but we will be as prepared as any place in the world. We are so grateful that you have chosen to support the 1894 Society, the Parkland Foundation, and Parkland Health. We thank you for your attention and your support, and we're happy to take a few questions if we have time. Thanks so much. Don't be shy. Yeah. So I want to give kudos to Baylor. They're going to be first up for anything that's happening at the Fan Festival. So they are actively preparing, as are all the healthcare systems in Dallas and throughout North Texas. And every health system has had representatives at all of our planning meetings, all right? And we are not dictating what an individual hospital, health system, or agency should do. We've given them hospital checklists, guidelines, all right? We're here to support their efforts and just to make sure they're aware of what's happening. We are very honored that Parkland has been selected to play a major role in the health and medical communications for World Cup. And that's hot off the press. So we're very proud that the host committee and World Cup, FIFA, has recognized the expertise of Parkland and Parkland Biotel in asking them to serve in that role. Did everybody hear the question? Let me make sure I'm getting it right, or else we're going to have you come up and talk to the mic. So the question is, the Dallas Morning News has reported some issues related to DART's capacity and ability to move large groups of people to and from the bus bridges to the stadium or the fan festival, okay? I do want to say that Dr. Edwards and I, when we wake up, we say our number one goal today is to not appear in the Dallas Morning News. So I think DART's doing a great job in the Dallas Morning News. You know, we're health and medical, and there's an expert planning team, and DART's at that table, and we're just going to trust that they've got their ducks in order and they're doing everything possible to make sure that it's as smooth as possible. If a bus or a train breaks down and there's a heat emergency, we got it.
How incredible it is to see how much thought goes into pulling off an event. Just incredible kudos to Parkland for doing that and covering down all of us. You shed some light on some perspective that I had never thought of, and that's all the language barriers that are going to be flooding the city, especially in a trauma bay where it's already chaos. What technology do you use to be able to cipher in that environment?
So we actually have access to translation services immediately available in the resuscitation bay. We have little iPads that we work, and then the healthcare providers, we can put an app on a phone. From an EMS standpoint, through BioTel, which is contained within Parkland Health, we can access those same language services to engage and work with our paramedics through that. One of the things to keep in mind is we have these services available to us, and as healthcare teams, we use them every single day. We have also started to engage even more upstream with the availability of those providers to make sure that they have enough of the translators on their end to potentially meet the increased needs that we're going to pull on them from visitors coming into different areas. So absolutely, we are working on that. We are mindful of that. One of our great educators even created a little chart. It's a visual chart that we're going to get laminated, and it has the flags of each of the countries to just show to people to try to get them to point to where they may reside to help us enable them in communication standpoints.
I tell you, every time you surround yourself with folks from Parkland, you learn so much. Great to hear the breaking news related to the position of Parkland amongst the World Cup. And so how exciting, what an amazing opportunity to learn. As we shift gears, it is certainly my privilege to invite you all to turn your attention to the screens as we showcase a video of Patsy Meyer as she shares her long and rich history of Parkland Health and her why.
My name is Patsy Meyer. I live in Dallas, very near the medical school in Parkland, because I came back for the services offered by the medical school for my husband, and then I've stayed down here where all the young people, the happening places, I tell my kids. And we've always been connected with the Parkland. There used to be something called the Parkland Society that was the surgeons who had graduated through the old system. When you came to UT Southwestern in the 70s, you said you were going to Parkland because that was the primary clinical service area. In fact, Presbyterian was a new service when Don came. So you expected to be spending almost all your time at Parkland, and you learned the different services, and that's where, and the surgery. And so when they graduated, they called themselves Parkland grads. And so we have always been associated with that. He and some of his partners, his graduating colleagues, were some of the first ones. And they were on the shoulders of the people that were the giants, Dr. Mack, Dr. McClellan, and Dr. Shires, and all the saints that have gone before them in the surgery world. Dr. Laycock, their names just still bring a tear to my eye. They were so fine. And they were my husband and his colleagues' mentors. I came back here. I was involved in community development in El Paso, and we were very involved in different programs. And when we came back to Dallas, I was Dom's full-time caregiver until he progressed to the hospice stage, and then he was in a residential hospice home, but I would go every day and feed him lunch. But I didn't volunteer until after he was gone, when I was not I wasn't caring for him. So I started officially volunteering in 23. We used to say You know, if you can care for a child, you get more money if you pull those heartstrings than the poor old indigent, homeless, or unhoused person. And yet all needs are equal. We believe that all needs should be addressed as best as possible. Therefore, we sent our money into the general pot that will meet the need that was rising to the top at that time, which, you know, supports the workers who work here, because they need to be paid well as well as anybody else. So that's why we put it into the general fund. I do encourage people to give as they are able, and it doesn't have to be a huge amount that will put your name on the building, but give as you are able to do so.
I had the privilege of actually, I think a week ago, being at a luncheon for a partner organization and sat at the table with Patsy, and I am still blown away at how active you are, your selflessness and commitment to making the world, and especially Dallas, a better place for all, is something to be commended. And so thank you for sharing your gift with us. And we'll keep the applause going as we certainly, again, extend our thanks to Doctors Isaac, Edwards, and Patsy for being with us today, sharing their stories, and I think reminding us of just the power of what it means to be committed to an unwavering mission that is Parkland Health. And so thank you. And so as we gather today, I want to also take a moment to recognize a very special group of individuals, our newest members of the 1894 Society. This society represents far more than a nod to Parkland's founding year, but in fact, it reflects a shared commitment to strengthening a community that believes deeply in creating lasting impact. Each of you plays a vital role in shaping the next chapter of Parkland's story, a story that continues to influence the health and well-being of Dallas County in very profound ways. And so today, we have the honor of welcoming new members who have recently joined this distinguished circle. Their generosity and dedication embodies a spirit that drives our mission forward. And your support not only enhances the programs and services we provide, it inspires others to stand with us in transforming healthcare for our community. And so as I call the names, I invite those newest members to stand so we can recognize them and express our heartfelt appreciation. Ms. Jessica Buhite. Wonderful. Mrs. Nancy and Mr. Jeremy Halbright. We'll clap in their absence. And also, and be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the estate of Mary Alice Knight. And so in this moment, let us recognize these remarkable individuals who, through their endowment gifts and by including Parkland in their estate plans, have chosen to be part of something truly enduring, a legacy of care, compassion, and innovation that will benefit generations to come. Thank you. Yes, you didn't know that 1894 Society, you get a workout. You got a lot of hand claps and smiles. To each of our new members, welcome to 1894 Society. Your partnership means the world to us. We are so thrilled to have you join what truly is an extraordinary community of visionaries and change makers. You're amongst the best of the best. We cannot wait to see the impact that we together will create in the months and years ahead. And I would encourage you, as you look at the screen, you will see a full listing of all Parkland Health Foundation 1894 Society members that will eventually show up. All right, one more round of applause for all of our 1894 Society members. Yes. If you have your readers out, you can look and see. That just shows the breadth of this legacy. And if you are considering, given the fact that you get to come to such an amazing event with such an august group of individuals, if you are considering becoming a member of the 1894 Society, but you haven't taken that important step, Or if you already included Parkland in your estate plans, but you haven't shared the notification with us, I encourage you to connect with any member of our staff, and they are all throughout. If you could raise your hand if you're part of the Parkland Health Foundation team, look at this, loud and proud, wonderful. They will be happy to connect with you and assist you and ensure that you receive the recognition that you deserve for your extraordinary commitment. And so, as we bring today's luncheon to a close, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each of you for being here, sharing your time and energy with us. Your presence today truly reflects your dedication to Parkland Health and the incredible work we are here to accomplish together. And so once again, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our sponsors for today's event. Our event sponsors, Sal J. Olympio, CPA, Tolson Wealth Management, thank you so much, and our valet sponsor, Park Place Motor Cars. And again, to Doctors Isaacs, Edwards, and Patsy for your powerful and inspiring messages. So one more round of applause for And so to all of you as members of the 1894 Society, each of you plays a vital role in ensuring Parkland's legacy continues to grow and thrive. Together, we are shaping the future of healthcare for generations to come. I hope the program inspired you. It certainly definitely inspired me. I know with 100,000 visitors coming, we are in great hands, knowing that Dr. Isaacs and Edwards are at the helm, and certainly with such phenomenal philanthropic investors and dedicated volunteers like Patsy, our world is in a better place, rooted here at Parkland. I hope it also reaffirmed your belief in Parkland's awesome mission and reminded you of the extraordinary impact that together we can make when we come together as a community. Now, I look forward to seeing you at one of Parkland Health Foundation's upcoming events. But until then, I wish that you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Safe travels, and we look forward to seeing you again here soon. Thank you.